my god, another Andrew Tate hater making a video on the top G. What color is your Bugatti?
For the record, you might not realize it, but that's exactly what you sound like as an Andrew Tate stan. Yo, it's Warden. It's been a while since I've actually uploaded on here, and I'm taking inspiration by a lot of my mutuals on TikTok and in a lot of social media to do PNG YouTube videos because why not? It makes things a lot more laughable, right? So, on today's topic, we're going to be talking about Andrew Tate. You probably have or haven't heard of him. If you haven't, to keep it short, this man has quite unironically and literally taken over the internet. To put it simple, there are a lot of people who want to be edgelords out there, a lot of people who want to be cool, who want to be part of the crowd. So they decide to listen to, quite unironically, anything that Andrew Tate says, whether it be literally right or wrong. Now, I'm not normally one to objectify someone's interests and their beliefs or their overall opinion, but I'm just going to say this right now. Some of the stuff Andrew Tate has done does not really need an explanation because on its own, if you support him or agree with these things, then you're messed up. Like, there's no sugarcoating it. Do not get me wrong. Not everything Andrew Tate says is too awful. There is some stuff that he has said that is very inspiring in a way, because not only is he a clear wannabe figure for this generation, but he's also trying to control this generation, which is a good and an awful thing simultaneously, if that makes sense. As much as I dislike him, I can see what he's trying to do and why he think it would be right, because basically, to put it simple, what Andrew Tate is trying to do in a nutshell is he's trying to boost the men of this generation to be a lot more like what he thinks is a man. But at the same time, there really shouldn't have ever been the term be a man, because being a man is a lot of things. You can't just simply be a man by, getting lots of money, having sex with a lot of women. You can't just quote unquote be a man for that. There are a lot of things that what makes a man a man. One of those things being able to let out your emotions to how you feel like you want to let them out. Because I'm pretty sure it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that men's mental health these past years have been awful. As much as I hate to start conflict, but I genuinely hope people understand that Andrew Tate is one of those people that is only going to make it worse. The only person that is benefiting from this type of stuff is Andrew Tate himself. I hope that people genuinely understand He is making the money, he's getting the clout, he's getting the respect, and he's getting all of the fame. You, on the other hand, are making yourself a hated person, and you're all wrapped around each other's fantasies, thinking that you can also one day be a top G, when in reality, if you want to be like Andrew Tate, you might as well say you want to be a wanton man at this point. Because whether you like to justify what Andrew says during his podcasts or the quotes that he gives, Andrew Tate is a very, very sexist person. Let's roll the context, shall we?
Have you ever seen a woman try and do anything competently? You go, fuck her. That's how it goes. Slap, slap, grab, choke, shut up, bitch, say. When I grab you by your neck and you start annoying me trying to resist, and I just, and then I grab you by your neck again. Then what the fuck are you gonna do when your face is collapsed?
Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but when he was trying to explain what he was gonna do, it kind of sounded like a 12-year-old trying to explain his, bedroom fantasies.
Michaela's gonna come to my bedroom and I'm gonna grab her and then she's gonna love it and then she's gonna try to run away.
I genuinely wonder if Andrew Tate has actually ever tried any of his strategies on any of these women. He probably has, which is probably why he has a bunch of charges against him, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. So if you didn't know who he was, just by looking at it, you can clearly see that he has the mentality of a 15-year-old.
Son of a bitch, sex.
Honestly, just the overall way he talks about women is just such a gigantic red flag. I'd be so surprised if he gets married within the next 5 years. I also wanted to say this point because I used to think exactly like Andrew Tate when I was a lot younger, when I was roughly 14, 15 or something like that. I used to think quite similarly like Andrew Tate. I genuinely thought women sucked, but guess what? I matured. That's funny. An 18-year-old is smarter than someone who's been... That's crazy, dude. I don't really know what else to say on that topic, but I just kind of want to get some stuff off my chest. I can't actually show this next clip, but I just want to talk about this podcast that Andrew Tate was in, where he was quite literally telling a woman what she should do with her body. I'm not kidding. I'm going to make this very clear. A woman's body is not a man's thing to make a decision for. That is one thing that I want to say. If you disagree, then you've got issues. But let's get some things out of the way. I guarantee you that you've heard the stereotype that women are born, and they're made to birth children, to be a housewife and stuff like that. This podcast was Andrew Tate just ranting on how that should be what women, should do. They shouldn't be out traveling. They shouldn't be out, doing what they want to do. Nope, you can't do that. That's illegal. You need to stay home. You need to cook for your husband. You need to bear children. You need to do what you need to do what everyone wants you to do. Why? Because I said so. That's in a nutshell, by the way, what he said. I guarantee you, Andrew Tate, if you weren't as rich as you were, if you weren't as famous and as muscular as you were, if you were to say those things on a podcast, you'd quite literally get the biggest uppercut that a woman can ever give you. If I did this to my girlfriend, if I was on a podcast and started saying the shit that he did, I'd honestly probably get the instant block button. She wouldn't even tell me she wanted to break up. She'd probably just give me the instantaneous block button, just tell me like, yeah, no, you said something stupid. This isn't really something that I want to argue about, because it shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't want to argue about stuff like this, because that's just stupid. You're basically disagreeing with women's rights, and that is an automatic way to the shadow realm in a woman's heart. If you won't give a woman the freedom that she desires and needs to live, then there's no point at all. If I told my girlfriend she's not allowed to go out with her friends, you do realize that you're basically telling her that you're insecure, and you're also like, you don't trust her. Let me get this out of the way. It's perfectly normal to not be comfortable with stuff like that in the beginning of a relationship, but that's what building trust is for. That's the whole point of building trust in a relationship, so that both of you can feel more comfortable to do that type of stuff. But if you basically say that she can't do what she wants, she can't go to college because you're afraid she's going to cheat, she can't go clubbing with her friends because you're afraid she's going to hook up with another guy, then you do realize that you're limiting her freedom because of the way you feel. How do you think she'd feel if you didn't trust her? That hurts a lot. And yes, I am highly aware that context is very important. Like, if I told my girlfriend I was going to the strip club, she'd not be okay with it, and that's perfectly normal. If she told me she was going to a male strip club, then again, that'd be completely okay for me not to be okay with that. But if you constantly tell each other that she or he cannot do this because of how you feel, or because you don't want them, because you don't trust them, then there's a problem here. There's a very, very big problem here. I hope people understand where I'm going with this. I'm not saying that you can't or can do certain stuff. It's entirely up to the couple. As long as you both communicate, then anything could be fine. At the end of the day, as long as each other are happy, then it doesn't really matter, does it? This video was a little bit of a ramble so far, so I kind of want to get something else off my chest. People need to understand that Andrew Tate has done some absolutely ferocious things. There's literally video proof of him beating women. There's literal video proof of him doing some literally crime against humanity type stuff. Now, if you still support Andrew Tate because of his inspirational quotes, then again, good on you. I don't really care. You have your own interest. I have my own interest. But I want to make something clear. There are fine lines between jokes, satire, and genuinely saying stuff that should not be said. Because believe it or not, what Andrew says isn't a fact. It is an opinion. Some of the stuff he says is semi-true, but you have to remember that a lot of the things that he said he claims are facts are genuinely just his opinion on masculinity. At the end of the day, it is the internet, and people do fall off, and creators do get forgotten over time as time goes on, and sometimes they come back and sometimes they don't. That's just kind of how social media is. So trust me when I say eventually Andrew Tate will fall off and someone will take his place as an awful person or as another one of those Andrew Tate clones. Trust me, it's the internet. It happens all the time. We've all seen it before. So if you really hate Andrew Tate that much, just remember that he's not going to be around for as long as you probably think he is, because the internet is just not like that. It's just not. He will be remembered for a long period of time if he is mentioned up in the future, but trust me, people like this have come and gone, so, it's the internet. It's the way it is. Before I end off the video, I do want to say that everything I said was just my opinion. If you do disagree, then that is completely fine. If you do hate me for it, then go ahead and hate all you want. I just kind of wanted to get my opinion off of my chest to a platform where I'm generally a lot more comfortable on. But anyways, I'm out. That's all the time I have for today, so I hope everyone has a good day. Anyways, later, nerds!